Okay, this is the Black Knight A. It's a vastly improved version of the Black Knight. As you can see, it has all the same features except a lot of the weight has been moved around a little forward and more down to here. It has a different flight dynamic, and it's a little more durable. Whenever it hits the ground, the nose tends to pop out and bend up, so it can last a little bit longer. Now, the plane that you'd seen in the video was made from 90 GSM paper. Okay, it wasn't 100 GSM. It's actually quite a bit lighter than the maximum allowed, and I was still throwing it out 232 feet, as you've seen. Now that's a daily occurrence for me. Okay, the reason why I did this video is to show people that, number one, I can break the world record, and I can do it on a daily basis. Okay, the reason why I haven't officially set the record is because I can't find a building where people aren't going to charge me $4,000 a day, or somewhere around there, and I can't afford that. Okay, so I just wanted to show that I can do it, but as of right now, I don't have access to any building that's 250 feet long. Now, the farthest I've gotten this out is 250 feet. Now, I want to try to practice on my throw to where I can get it to 260 feet consistently. I don't want to just break the record. I want to completely destroy it. I want to prove to people that using tape is inferior to just folding an airplane, and it's unnecessary. I want to show people that. Okay, now this airplane here, it wasn't made from special paper. Okay, I mean, it was just made from regular old printer paper, A4 paper that I ordered off the internet. Okay, you can get 24-pound paper in America and cut it to A4 size, and it'll work just the same. You can use 100 GSM or heavier if you want to, but you don't necessarily have to. The 90 GSM makes it a lot easier to balance, much easier to balance than the 100 GSM. So the other reason why I wanted to make that video is it's an improved version of the Black Knight, but I wanted to show everybody that you can just go out and get a sheet of paper, fold it, a Black Knight from it, and you can throw it 200 feet. Okay, I designed this airplane because I'm good at designing airplanes, and it's a good design, and I want other people to be able to replicate that. Okay, I mean, not every kid can go out there and hire a quarterback and then rent an airplane hangar in special conditions in controlled environment and throw an airplane 200 feet. And they're not going to be able to do that. So I made this airplane so you could go out there and people can replicate the results. So they can fold this plane, they can go out there themselves, and eventually they can throw it to over 200 feet. Okay, now the current world record, that was just a gimmick for him to sell books. Okay, I think it's awful strange that no one else has been able to even throw that plane made from 100 GSM anywhere near 200 feet. I've tried it myself, and it just does not work. Okay, that was a gimmick. Okay, so he designed that airplane, and he probably elaborated on a few other things just as a gimmick to fly airplanes. So as far as I'm concerned, that's not a legitimate reason to design an airplane, and you're not good at designing airplanes if you have to use tape. You want to say that you studied origami for 10 years and then tape it 14 times, tape your plane 14 times, when I have a video showing you didn't even need to do that. Okay, you didn't probably study origami at all, and you just said that to make your record sound more impressive, so that way you can validate yourself and sell more books. That's all that's about. And I wanted to show people that today that I mean, I can make this plane, you can make this plane, you can go out there and you can test it yourself. I had a friend of mine, he was able to throw the plane 206 feet after about 30 minutes of me coaching them. So, but the farthest I've had this thing out was 250 feet, and like I said, I want to try to get to 260, and I'm going to keep on working on my throw, and I can put this plane beyond the record almost every day, and I don't want to just break the record. I want to dominate. I want to control it. I'm not just going to go out there and be like, yeah, I can break the record without ever having done it beforehand. I want to be able to do that consistently before I even make an official attempt. And that's what I've been doing. You know, I've been throwing this plane on an average day, what you've seen today, you know, 210 to about 230. On a good day, about 220 to 250 feet. And that really depends on the weather conditions. And I don't have any control over that. But, I mean, even on a bad day, you can still get over 200 feet. And it's still pretty impressive to see that. So without any further ado, we can get to work on folding it. Okay, the plane in the video was just made from this. It was 90 GSM or 24 pound A4. Nothing special about it at all. So I just printed it up, you know, like I normally always do. Just a camouflage design. Some of the folding process is similar to the Black Knight, but there's some slight differences you'll see. What I was doing is just popping out this little area here. This really frees up a lot of the paper so you can move the weight around a little bit better. What you want to do is bend this over and line this edge up with that point, but you want to keep in mind that you want to terminate the fold at this intersection up here. Sounds really complicated, but it's actually really easy. And you pull that paper out. So you're going to fold this down probably to about there, a little bit. And you fold that up to meet the line behind it. And I'll fold that into thirds. And fold this into thirds too, from this line. I would say fold to this little line right there. It's okay if you leave a little extra at the top. You have to take in consideration the thickness of the paper. But 90 GSM isn't too bad. So that wing was a little higher. You don't want to really fold this part because you'll make the nose tear just yet. So this wing was a little bit higher than this one. So we're going to fold. You're going to get that with every plane too. So we're going to fold the locking mechanism on that side. So you fold this one underneath, because that's the direction we're going to be folding. So you open that up and kind of bend that. Wait a second. Kind of bend that in. Like that. So just carefully pinch that nose shut so it doesn't rip. And you want it to kind of slide that down so these layers are level. So you fold the wings so they'll be leveled. So you fold from there to there. It's pretty thick right here. Make sure these two folds are identical. That's extremely important. Okay, fold it out and straighten the wings out. Typically, you don't really want to mess with the back edges too much. You can kind of give them just a very slight curve, and that's good enough. What I do is just get the inside of a pin, slide it in there, and it makes a little shock absorber. I mean, you could probably go without doing that, but I would recommend you do. It makes it a lot easier to balance. Trust me. So if your airplane doesn't look like mine, everything is neat and clean and folded very symmetrically and accurately. If your airplane is sloppy, and it's not folded accurately and correctly, it's not going to fly. Okay, don't get on my channel and complain that it's not flying. Then you show me a picture of it where it looks like you folded it with your feet. That's not. It doesn't do me any good. You have to. It has to be folded this well for it to fly. If you don't have it folded to where it looks like this airplane, I can't help you. You have to keep practicing until you get it right. So, you know, when you're balancing it, you really don't mess with these back edges too much. It's more of these edges here. So if it's kind of pulling hard, you might want to bend the other way. But if it just kind of goes out and then slightly pulls to the left or right, you just want to take the edge and just do that. That's it. And I'm serious about that. So you want to throw it, you want to grab it right there and hold it just like this, where it makes almost a T with your hand. You keep your arm straight and out behind you like I did in the video, and you step into the throw, you know, and you put your core into it, and then you throw as hard as you possibly can. And it's going to take practice. Okay, it's not just gonna fly itself out there. You have to throw it with some serious force. Okay, so there it is.